The question of what if can plague us when we're decluttering. What if I miss it? What if we need it later? It holds us back from making that decision and taking the steps forward to get it out of our house. I want to share with you an item that I decluttered that carried some regret for me and still tugs at me a little bit with that regret, but why I would still make that same decision today if faced with it, while I would still choose to declutter that item, even though I had regret of letting it go. Welcome to the channel. My name is Erica Lucas. I share videos about making life simple. If that's something you're interested in, let's walk together. Back in 2019, I started decluttering a lot of things, and my kitchen was near the top of the list. At that time, I realized we were keeping 36 bowls in our tiny kitchen, 26 cereal/soup bowls, and 10 mixing bowls. When I was decluttering my kitchen, I donated 7 of those 10 mixing bowls back then. As a mom of 3 kids surrounded by clutter, letting go of 1 or 2 bowls would not have launched me forward into living with less back then, because I had 10 mixing bowls. If I had 4 mixing bowls and I let go of 1 or 2 of them, that would have made a difference in my cabinets. And even now today, there's one item from that original kitchen declutter that I regret decluttering. This green bowl was my grandmother's bowl. I don't miss the actual bowl, but I do miss my grandmother. And the small sentimental tug gives me pause to think about her, think about that bowl, and think about that decision. Comment below with items that you regret decluttering or that you are afraid you will regret if you declutter. I would love to read some comments about that and share in this emotion with me. Even though I have regret about that green bowl, I would still make the decision today to let go of it. And here's why. The first reason is I've thought of her often over these 3 years after decluttering that bowl, and I don't need that bowl to think about her. I have photographs, memories, and I inherited her red hair. I repeat words that she said to me, I repeat them to my kids. All of my thoughts of her make me smile, and I don't need that bowl to smile about my grandmother. And I remind myself that she would not have wanted me to keep a bowl just to hang on to her memory. So here are the words that I have learned, a bit of a mantra to repeat to myself about the regret and the sentimentality of the decision about that one green bowl. Her legacy is not a bowl. The words, her legacy is not a bowl, anchor me back to my decision and to let go of that bowl. Her legacy is her children and her grandchildren, the wise words that she told us, the lessons from her generation, her smile, her grit, her strength. Those are the things she would want me to hang on to. There's another reason I would declutter that bowl again. If I had kept that bowl, it may have blocked me from the mental process of decluttering back then. The kitchen was one of my first decluttering mountains that I had conquered. If I had kept that one bowl, it might have stalled my decision-making process, and it would have stalled letting go of thousands of items. Seeing the regret differently helps me deal with it on an ongoing basis. One of my go-to tricks when I'm decluttering is to see the competition that's taking place. Why am I struggling with the decision? The bowl was competing for space in my kitchen with 35 other bowls. The regret is competing for mental space in my head. My grandmother would never want me to carry the heavy regret about a bowl. She would want her memories and her sweet words taking up space in my head and in my heart. Letting go of heavy emotions when we're decluttering is difficult. I have sadness, depression, anxiety, grief, regret, guilt. I have all those major emotions. Most humans do. And they rear their ugly faces at me on different days and different seasons of life. And learning to walk forward with those decisions is hard. I have learned not to necessarily let go or compartmentalize them, but to learn how to carry them and keep on walking. Rather than trying to force myself to let go of these emotions or ignore the emotions. Time does not eliminate regret or anxiety or depression, but time teaches us how to better carry the weight of these emotions. I offer to you now one financial solution that might work for some of the items that you're hanging on to, but you don't want to hang on to, and you're having a hard time decluttering them. The 2020 rule guides us through small, low-cost decisions. The 2020 rule, quotes, of minimalism states that if you can replace it for $20 or less in less than 20 minutes, consider letting go of the item. This rule does not necessarily apply to sentimental items like my green bowl, because processing these decisions is more of a call of the heart than the wallet. Using this 2020 rule of minimalism, I can replace the purpose of the mixing bowl with $20 or less in less than 20 minutes. What I can't replace is the memory of my grandmother. And the memory of my grandmother does not have to be in a bowl. She wouldn't want that. I have 2 videos you might be interested in watching next. A kitchen declutter video, the original, and then a playlist of decluttering sentimental things over the last couple of years that you might be interested in. Thanks for sharing part of your day with me today.